Welcome back in, guys. As always, I am Pookie. I am your Platinum Paladin. As always, gang, we're taking a look at another trophy list. This one should be pretty popular, but we have to answer that question once again. Should you Platinum The Last of Us Part 1? Let's check it out. Alright, gang, we are looking at, like I said, The Last of Us Part 1. Now, before I even dive in, this is not The Last of Us PS3, it's not The Last of Us Remastered. Last of Us Part 1 is the remake that came out on PS5. I am well aware of the differences surrounding the trophy list. Trust me. No factions multiplayer was one of the biggest things. Also, the having to basically complete the game 8 times parameter in the other 2 trophy lists is not here. All in all, it is a much more manageable trophy list, I will say. So I'm just going to quell it there. If you are looking for videos that pertain to those particular trophy lists for Last of Us Remastered or the OG, this is not the place. If you're looking to just go over part 1 and see if it's manageable for you, I got you. Alright, so as always, gang, we gotta take a look at our platinum. The platinum trophy, it can't be for nothing. Is it going to be worth it to us? Well, that is what we are going to find out in our trophy review for the PS5, The Last of Us Part 1. As always, we do have our campaign progression trophies, so just completing the game, completing part 1 throughout, you will get a trophy for that. Completing the Left Behind DLC, it is no longer really DLC in this version. That has been included, so you don't have to worry about having to have a whole separate expense or anything like that. Left Behind is right there with you. It's its own little story leading up to the main story of the game. Very cool. I strongly recommend doing all of the story parts for this game. Now, what I am going to say, in traditional Last of Us fashion, the collectibles are always real. You will find this basically from any Naughty Dog game, is they throw in so many things for you to find. So we're going to take a look at those here as I scroll. So things like Firefly pendants, comic books, notes and artifacts, while you're traveling with Ellie, having optional conversations, having Ellie tell you all of her jokes, finding all of the training manuals. That is a bucket load of collectibles, and honestly, like, it seems a little daunting, but what I will say is very interesting, I found anyway when I was playing this game, is that you can on the PS5 you can pull up the dashboard, and now they have these tips and tricks little cards that with some games actually kind of lend you a hand as far as trophy hunting. So this was the most in-depth one that I had seen. Is it actually had like video footage, finding collectibles and stuff. So if you're already used to like going to Power Picks or going to PSM profiles or just going to YouTube in general to watch a run, hey, you might even be coming here to try to find collectibles, gang. They've made it a little bit easier for you to do straight from the living room, which is very nice, because I will say this is a game that I encourage you play in the best experience room in your home. The one that's got the TV with the HDR, the Dolby Vision, the Atmos, all of it. Please play this game on that. You will not regret it. Anyway, let's move along. I ran into the weeds there. Fully upgrading a weapon. So throughout the game, you will obtain parts. You know, you just salvage. Using these parts and any assets to fully upgrade a weapon will get you the combat ready trophy, a nice silver. Breaking into every locked door using shivs. Now, shiv doors aren't always right out in the open for you to just, oh, hey, there's a door and stuff. And if you're playing through a lot of the game, you may not have the resources to just be making shivs. So this is one I would probably recommend if you're on like a casual playthrough and you're trying to maybe fully upgrade all the weapons or go through all the collectibles or something. Maybe do your shiv playthrough there. That way you can find all the workbenches, you can get all the shiv doors, you can fully upgrade some weapons. Opening all safes as well. I'm trying to remember how many are in the game, but it's not many. I want to say it's like 3. There's just not, this all falls kind of in that realm of collectibles, but these are much smaller. Like finding the workbench tools and stuff, these are way smaller than finding all of the firefly pendants. Build them up, break them down. You should get just from playing the game, so you can collect different melee weapons throughout. You can collect like a 2x4, which you can then upgrade and put nails in, and then just smash zombies until it breaks. Same with like a pipe or a baseball bat. You can upgrade those, smack the crap out of somebody and make them break as well. So as we mentioned earlier, the collectibles for finding pendants and training manuals and stuff, they give you you know, on your first one they go ahead and give you, hey, here's a trophy, you found one. Crafting every item should also be easy on a resource run, so on that run where you're building the shivs a lot, save yourself some juice to make some trap bombs or make some smoke bombs or make health, anything like that. In Memoriam, this is a missable. You kind of got to be paying attention. Frank does end up throwing a note on the ground. This is one of the collectibles though, so if you're on the hunt for the collectibles, you know, you should end up getting this one just by default. It is thrown kind of right in front of you as well, so you got to be working hard some to miss it. You know, that's just one of those things. All right, lights out. While you're in stealth, there is a point in the game where you and some allies are trying to get out of Pittsburgh, and you have to basically, you come up to this gate with a searchlight and a lot of guards. All you really got to do here is maintain stealth and activate a generator, get out of the gate, and boom, the trophy will be yours. Waterlogged, this is another one where you and your companions are going to come into a sewer area. There's going to be a puzzle involved. Now, what usually will happen is you will trip off this puzzle and then you can just swim across to the other side and everything's cool. Or if you're quick enough, you can trip off this puzzle for this little sewer lift, swim on over, jump on with your buddies, and just kind of, what's up, ride your way over with the crew. So it's kind of missable, but it's not very hard to get as long as you're kind of paying attention to what's going on. This is another experience. You find yourself at a water dam where Ellie helps you out. You can give her a high five, or if you choose to kind of snub her, you will get a trophy for it, leaving her hanging. Petting Bucky the dog. This, once again, these are kind of missable ones, but you know, you're gonna see the dog right in front of you once you approach this encampment you end up in. So unless you're a monster, go pet the dog and get your trophy, okay? Now we've got these are the Left Behind ones. So of course, playing Jack X and Left Behind. So Left Behind is great because the trophies are they're all straightforward. They're right in front of you to get. You just have to, you know, you just have to go experience what Left Behind has to offer. So like winning the brick throwing contest, for example, involves you and one of your allies throwing a bunch of bricks at car windows. Like, the car's right in front of you, and by the time you do Left Behind, you've probably played the entire game. So you should be pretty good at throwing bricks, guys. So go ahead and bust up those windows and beat your friend at their own game. Angel Knives, Black Fang without getting hit. This is more Left Behind stuff. You find yourself kind of playing games. which is really cool. This is the only one that I had a little bit of trouble with, was winning the water gun fight. This took me 3 attempts. You and your ally, of course, get some classic, and I am talking classic, the green and yellow super soakers to throw down with, and you just gotta take them out. You gotta super soak them, and it's actually really fun. But yeah, for whatever reason, my friend just kept getting the better of me in that. Use bricks or bottles to lure an infected into attacking a human. This is also some Left Behind stuff. It isn't very hard. I think there's only one point when a human kind of emerges where a situation could be an issue, and it's more towards the end of the DLC. Well, I say a human, but it is multiple humans. But all you got to do is throw a bottle in their general direction or a brick and just watch the infected go to town on them. So that does wrap up the Left Behind section of the game, and does wrap up the entire list. So now we come to the pivotal moment, gang. Is it worth it to you? Should you platinum The Last of Us? Because I will say, just by going through it, collectibles can get really tedious and annoying, but with the PS5 dash feature, you're not having to, oh, I gotta go pull up my phone and look up YouTube and stuff. You can just kind of press 2 buttons, get an idea of what's going on, find the collectible you're looking for, and bam. Like, I would love to see more trophy support in that format for The Last of Us Part 1 in other games. Like, I would love to see that in like whatever the next, if they do, like Uncharted or anything. But even in third-party games, like, I want the next Elder Scrolls game to have that. I want the next Resident Evil game to have that, like, really in detail, like, because it's really nice having something like that available trophy hunting wise. For that experience, plus the experience of The Last of Us, whether you played it before or whether you haven't, or say you're just coming in from like the TV show or something like that, The Last of Us PS5 is the definitive way to experience the first game. It is. Like, I'm not gonna get into a bunch of controversy about the, you know, whether or not the remake was needed or whether or not the remake did enough or anything like that. All I'm going to say is it is the definitive way to experience that game. And the trophy list is way more manageable than it was with like remastered or anything. You still have the option to do things. This goes back to that interactive pop-up thing with the PS5. You can speed run the game now, and it has built-in tools to do that. Permadeath is in here. Grounded mode is in here. So you can still do these, but there aren't necessarily trophies tied to them the way that like remastered had for grounded mode and such, or grounded plus. But yeah, there is a lot here. I personally think that like the trophy list is really manageable. It's not a difficult trophy list. You're going to get, just by beating the game and beating Left Behind, even if you're not looking for collectibles, you're going to get majority of the trophies. You're gonna get probably over 60%, if not 70% of the trophies just by enjoying the game, which is pretty cool, because even if you're not looking for collectibles, you're gonna pick up a Firefly pendant, you're gonna pick up a comic, you're gonna find these random things throughout Left Behind and throughout the main game. So, you know, from there, it just makes trophy cleanup a lot more manageable. And now that you have the PS5 tools to help you out, yeah, like, this is arguably one of the easiest trophy lists that doesn't have like Ratalaika or Telltale written on it. Like, so, and it's one of the best stories in video games. So me personally, I'm gonna say you go experience it myself. That's just me. You go experience The Last of Us. If you have a PS5, Last of Us Part 1 is totally worth it, especially if you haven't played it before. But I want to hear from you guys. Is this trophy list too easy? Maybe they should have had a permadeath or a grounded or something like that. Or is it just right for you? Or believe it or not, like say you're not a collectible guy and it just drives you insane every time you boot up The Last of Us Part 1 and it's like, great, that's right, I was hunting for the Firefly pendants, great. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what's good about The Last of Us Part 1 trophy list, and I do want to know what's bad about it from your perspective. As always, gang, if you need to stay up to date with all things on my channel, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and tag that bell. Have a good one, guys.